Hey guys, Outdoor Prepper, welcome back to the channel. I've been using my projector a lot lately to watch TV, to do stuff outdoors with the family, and I got thinking I should probably get a better projector than the really inexpensive one that I have, because now that the fall is here, I want to watch some movies outside by the fire pit. I want to just enjoy the outdoors and the ability to watch some movies. So I picked up this Aurzen Boom Mini projector on Amazon. It was about $250 and the price varies, and I figured, let me do a review on this because the unit is super cool and there's a reason I picked this unit up. Let's pull the camera in close and we're going to do a 360 while I kind of go over some of the specs and explain why I bought this. So the number one reason why I bought this unit as opposed to the cheaper one that I currently have is because this has a really cool built-in 20-watt Dolby Audio and 360 speaker design built into the projector, as opposed to the inexpensive one that I have that just has a really crappy speaker that it's really kind of hard to hear. Going over some of the specs, it's got a built-in Google TV, it has Amazon Prime, it has Netflix, YouTube, Disney Plus, and more, all built into the projector. It's basically built into the software, and from the remote, and I'll show the remote on the camera as well, you've got shortcut buttons to YouTube, Prime Video, and Netflix. And let me tell you, I use Prime Video. That shortcut alone is just amazing because you can watch live TV on Prime, you can watch movies, you can watch anything you want, and this projector is basically like a television that you can bring with you anywhere, including on a trip. You can take this on vacation with you to a hotel, a rental house, wherever, an Airbnb, and you can bring a small, inexpensive screen. You can have a really cool setup. This has autofocus and keystone in 3 seconds. We'll test that out. And like I said, the size is really nice. It's got a built-in stand. On the side of the projector, you've got 2 USBs. You have an HDMI. It comes with a power brick. It comes with a cord. And it basically has everything that you need to just set this up, whether it's on a tripod in your backyard, in your house in the living room, in the rental house, on the ceiling of your kid's bedroom if you want, watch cartoons or something on it. But the best thing about this, like I said, and the reason I bought this, is the sound. As you can see on the back of the unit, it's got really cool speakers that just project that sound outwards, because with the cheaper projectors, you need to buy an additional Bluetooth speaker and set that up somewhere so you can actually hear the movie or connect it to your surround system. But with this projector, you can just use the built-in speakers, and they're very loud, very powerful, and it just really blows you away. So enough talking, let's get this set up. I want to show you the projector in action. And so we don't violate any copyright laws, we're going to be watching an Outdoor Prepper episode on the projector. Okay, so with the lights still on, I've thrown some batteries into the remote control. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to point the remote control at the projector. I'm going to turn it on. We're going to have it aimed here at the wall. Let's see how bright it is. Then we're going to kill the lights. And then we're going to actually try it out with this immersive sound, because I think, actually I know, the sound is going to be super cool. So let me back up so we can have it autofocus and set the keystone as well. Now from the wall, the projector is about 7 feet away, maybe a little bit less, 5 feet away. And in fact, I'm going to pull it back a little bit more because I want to get it a little bit larger here on the wall. And it is not perfectly lined up with the wall, so this is going to be a great test for the keystone and for the autofocus, because like I said, the projector is not in line with the wall, it's at an angle. Okay, so off camera now, what I did was I put the batteries in the remote, I got it all set up to my Wi-Fi, I got it connected to my SSID, password, and everything. And I just want to tell you, before we dive more into the projector, I'm looking at the Bluetti screen and it's telling me I can power this projector for 3 hours right now with this really small Bluetti power station. So that is more than enough time to take this projector camping and watch a really cool movie with your family and friends with a small power station. You don't even need to worry about an outlet. So this is absolutely travel and camping ready. It is a great projector for that. All right, so we don't violate any copyrights or trademarks. We're on the YouTube Outdoor Prepper channel. So hopefully you can see here on the screen, or the wall actually that we're being projected on. And like I said, I've pushed the projector a little more forward, just so it can fit my wall space here. And this is displayed very clearly with the 500 nits. And in fact, I want to show you just how easily this refocuses. So I'm just going to take the projector and pull it back a little bit so it's out of focus. and I'm just holding it steady because it's on a rotating stand. And look at that, it focused immediately. Watch, I'm going to push it forward again so it's a little blurry here, and boom, refocused immediately. So I'm sorry, that to me is an absolute smashing success, just how quickly it autofocuses and auto keystones. I really like it. But the real reason, like I said, that I bought this projector is for the sound. The sound is so amazing from these 4 built-in speakers that are 20 watts. So let's just watch a quick segment of one of my outdoor prepper videos. Let's pick something. Kind of like this because we got a little intro music. So let's hit play and see if you can hear it. Here we go. I'm going to aim the mic that's on me closer to the projector.
You care for more hearts than any other top hospital in the
Now, I don't know if you can hear this clearly, but
locations across Westchester, doctors from Columbia,
this is great sound. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you like to travel, whether that's on an airplane, that sounds like Outdoor Prepper. So look, I just paused it, but the sound is really, really deep. It is very loud, and let's just see what volume we're on the projector. We're not even at 50% volume, and I can tell you that this is already booming sound. I can't wait to watch like a real action movie, and I would love to do it here on the channel, but I've been copyright violated before for showing samples on a projector, so I don't want to do that. But let's go ahead and put the light back on. I want to show you another feature of this projector, and then we're going to move it into a bigger room, and we're going to project it onto a fairly big wall because I want to show you just how large this can get and how clear it can get. Okay guys, I have moved the projector into the Outdoor Prepper living room, and we are projecting on my living room wall. And I want to put this in perspective. This wall is massive, and hopefully you can see me on the camera here as I'm walking in front. I don't even know if my tape measure is large enough to just measure how enormous this image is. Going from there to the corner, it actually is larger than my entire tape measure, and this tape measure maxes out at 6 feet. So this is probably about a 7-foot image on the screen here. That is absolutely enormous. It is crystal clear. The sound is booming. In fact, let me turn it up a little bit with the knob on the projector. We've also got the air intake here on the bottom. Coming around to the other side, we have the choke lever right here. We're only at 50%. We have the fuel on and fuel off. Standard fuel cap. I'm wearing a microphone. With the vent open and closed. We do not have a fuel gauge. Standard pull start. Hopefully you can hear that. And on the back, you just have your standard muffler with the spark arrestor. This unit absolutely rocks. For a price point of roughly $250, you literally cannot go wrong with this. I'm showing you right here. This is literally an 8-foot projection onto my wall. So if you were to take this camping and set this up on the campsite, set this up in your backyard with the fire pit, in your living room with a screen, or even on a wall, you're gonna have a really, really nice experience in a nice movie night with your family and your friends. And I wanna point something out. The wall that I'm projecting this onto right now, this is not a white wall, and this is not like a clear screen. This is an old wall. It's kind of a cream type color. So if you had a screen with a crystal clear, sheet to project onto and not a cream colored old wall, this image would be even more crisp and clear, but I could tell you it is absolutely bright and clear as is. So if I had a screen, I would be very excited to see it. Guys, I hope you could see from those images on the wall, especially the 8-foot one, that this projector rocks, trust me. And cameras don't always do it justice. I'm filming this with the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, which is a really good camera. But when I was projecting it on this wall and the light was on, I could see it really clear. The camera wasn't reflecting it as accurately as I would have liked. And even on the wall inside, and full disclosure, it is not completely dark. I do have lights on in other rooms that are bleeding in. I've got a light on by the computer. But it was very, very clear, even with the lights on. And with the lights fully off, crystal clear. And again, cameras don't really do it totally justice, but trust me on this. I didn't spend $250 for no reason. This is a great projector, and I really do recommend it. It blows away my inexpensive ones. I would have been better off not buying the inexpensive ones and just going straight for this. A couple of other things about it. It's got a volume knob right on the top, which is great because as you're getting the movie going, or even if somebody else wants to adjust the volume, they can just get up and turn it. You can use the remote. It does come with this really nice rubber cover that I can't see from behind here, but it just pops right in where the lens is, and it protects it, and it does a pretty good job at protecting it. You can buy a travel case for this, or a travel bag, and just plop this right in there. All you need is the power brick and the cord that comes with it, and the remote. And like I said, I took the Blue Eddy out because I wanted to prove a point. You literally can take this anywhere, even places where you don't have an outlet, because you can just plug it into a portable battery unit and just power it. Now this has a cooling fan on it. The cooling fan is very low. The cooling fan in the power station is actually louder than the projector. And besides, you're not going to hear this fan at all once this unit is fired up and you're projecting that sound. The sound is very deep, very loud, and I'm actually super excited to get it out to the campsite. I wanted to point out on the side, and I mentioned it earlier on, that there is an HDMI connection, there's some USBs, there's an audio connection in there, but you really don't need any of that. Like I said, a lot of folks, or companies sell these projectors and market them as, it's Bluetooth compatible. You can hook up your Bluetooth surround sound system. You don't need that with this projector, because as I showed you, and let me just turn it around again here, I'm just gonna unplug it. You can see on the back, there's 4 speakers, and this gets really, really loud. So if you could do me a favor, if you have questions, I want you to leave them in the comments. Let me know. I will, relay any information you need, because I want you to make an informed decision if you're going to purchase this unit. But I do definitely recommend it. I'm going to post a link to it on Amazon, which is where I got it. It is routinely on sale. There's codes that come and go all the time. At the time of filming, this is $259 or $250. It comes in a few different colors. I just got the beige cream color. But you can get it in, I think, a green, a blue, a black. I kind of like some of the lighter colors, to be honest, because they just look really nice, in the room. All electronics are generally black, so that's why I like to change it up a little bit. But do me a favor, like, comment, and subscribe. I will answer any questions you have, especially about this projector. Like I said, you can power this for about 3 hours on a really small power station. If you get a little bit of a larger power station, you can power this all day and night. You can watch TV on it. You can do whatever you need. Guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.